Hey guys, me and the team at OptimizedReach.com made this video to let you watch over my shoulder as I create a new Google Ad search campaign from scratch. I'll go step by step through the best settings to give you the control you need to properly manage a Google ad, as well as some of the costly mistakes you need to make sure you avoid. This is part of a video series on creating a cost-effective and high-performing ad campaign. So let's get started. You can just go to Google. You will be using your Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, they're completely free to create, but this will be where you run your Google ad through, your Gmail account. So do that first, and you can just search for Google Ads. You're going to be going to the ads.google.com. This is where you're going to get started. And we're going to start now, and you're going to be signing in with your Gmail account. So first of all, we have to set up our campaign. We are going to set this up as a search campaign, and we are going to drive people to our website. So we select Get More Website Sales or Signups. Now here is probably the most important part of the correct setup for this Google ad campaign. It's right down here at the bottom. Are you a professional marketer? Switch to expert mode. You definitely want to do all of your settings in expert mode. This is going to allow you the greatest control out of all of your settings, and to keep your cost per click as low as possible, you have to switch to expert mode and run your campaign through here. We are going to select website traffic like we talked about. These are definitely other options that can be, we'll talk about these in other videos, but for now we're going to try to drive people to our website. That will be our campaign. And we are going to set search as our campaign. We are going to enter our website here, and we're not going to worry for this purpose of this video about our website tracking or our conversions. That will be a completely different video. It's an important tool to do, but we don't have to do this right in this video. Continue. Now we start with our settings. The general settings, we are going to do a search campaign, and we are going to be doing a goal of website traffic. Let's name our campaign. We'll just name it website traffic. The first important setting is right here. You can see there's search network and display network. This is going to be a search ad. And right from the beginning, we do not want this clicked. Okay, it says include Google search partners. No, let's take that off. We're not running a display network ad, but I'll just take this off here. This is our first step in trying to make sure we keep our cost per click as low as possible. One of the important steps is not just blindly following all of Google's recommendations. That is not going to keep your cost per click as low as possible. And so from right now, we're starting a brand new campaign. We don't need it getting displayed everywhere. We want to control as much as we can control. We just want to focus in on the searches for Google, so we will not have that marked. Let's go to other settings, show more settings. Start and end dates, I wouldn't worry about this. We don't have to have, for our purposes of our search campaign, a specific end day set, so I'm not going to enter anything there. The campaign URL options, this is for tracking, like we talked about. That will be a completely different video. It's not important to get our campaign started. Dynamic search ads, we are not running a dynamic search ad, so we don't have to worry about either of these two options. And then we have the ad schedule. Now this is important, okay? I am going to create a search ad for the service industry. So in all of our videos, we are going to be creating a ad for a carpet cleaning service in Phoenix, Arizona. Most of these settings you can use whether you are doing carpet cleaning business or you're doing something completely different. But just to make sure that everybody's on the same page, it's easier when we know exactly what we're trying to set the ad for. This particular ad will be for a carpet cleaning business. For the ad schedule, what I'm going to try to do here, for all of my settings are going to be based on keeping my ad cost as efficient as possible. I don't want to just go with the lowest cost per click necessarily, because that might not get me the best results. I just want to make sure that our return on investment is as good as it possibly can. I'm not wasting any money anywhere. I want to run an ad when I can be as responsive as possible, because the sooner I'm able to respond to that customer, the more likely I am to be able to convert them. So since my goal is to make sure that every click is optimized, then I want to just make sure I'm running ads when I'm more likely to be able to have a shorter response time. So Monday through Friday, and my times, I will set this from 8:30 until 4 in the afternoon. That will be the only time that my ad is displayed, those specific time on those days. I can change this. I have the options of picking specific days and having days turned on, days turned off. I can always turn my ad off, but this will be the schedule. If it's turned on, it would only be displayed at these hours. So I do have a lot of control here. Take the time to make sure, if you know Wednesdays is a day you're never going to be able to handle customer calls, and that's important to you, and you won't be able to respond to emails, you might want to not run your ad on Wednesdays. That's something to pay attention to based on the type of industry that I am running this ad for. It might be different for you. Next up on our settings, targeting and audiences. Location. Now, we talked about this. It's not a United States thing. It is very specific. This is just going to be for Phoenix, Arizona. That's the only city for the purposes of this ad. And you can see here's a match right here. I'm going to target it. That is the only location that I'm going to run. I could also target specific zip codes if I prefer, instead of the entire city. I can just type in zip codes to target. I can enter multiple cities to run the same ad. So you do have a lot of options again here. If there was a zip code that I knew I did not serve customers in Phoenix, what I would want to do is I would want to exclude those zip codes, and I can do that later. For now, we're going to leave it just in Phoenix. As far as these options for targeting, I'm going to choose the middle one. This is targeting people in or regularly in your targeted locations. Perfect. This is a perfect setting. Presence, again, people in the excluded locations. Here, let's just say here's a zip code in Phoenix. I'm going to type to exclude that. So I've got my targeted areas, my excluded location. In this particular zip code, it won't run. All of the other zip codes, it will run. Perfect settings here. Language, I'm going to select English. I don't want to select another language, mostly because I don't speak any other language. It would be difficult for me to respond to somebody who spoke another primary language. It would be harder for me to convert that customer, and that might be wasted dollars. Audiences, this would be targeting specific audiences. I don't have any audiences set up. That would be a different video. This is not something we need to worry about right now, so just skip right over that. Budget and bidding, this is very important. Number one, with budget, you can see it says enter the average you want to spend each day. As you can see, this is set up for the month. Meaning, if I put in $10 here, it's not a perfect algorithm. It won't stop the ad at exactly $10. Instead, what it does is figure out, let's just say there was 30 days in the month. Then it's going to set a budget of $300 for the month. That's 10 times 30. While there might be days that go above $10 or less than $10, for the month, I won't spend more than $300. So it's easier for them to play with it over as a monthly budget, even though you're entering not a monthly budget but a daily budget. So pay note, if you know you can't afford $300 a month, you would definitely want to have this number be lower. As far as bidding goes, this more than anything else will determine our cost per click. To revert back to something I said earlier, you have to understand, for us to have the lowest cost per click possible, we can't necessarily follow all of Google's recommendations. So we're going to do something they don't recommend so that we have more control over our bidding. Here it says select a different bidding strategy, not recommended. I'm going to click on it, and for my bidding strategy, I am going to select manual CPC. Each keyword that I'm going to create, I'm going to set a cost per click that is a maximum cost per click. Another option, now I'm very comfortable with this setting, and I will go over in another video how you can properly use this setting to control your costs. But very similar to this, if you weren't as comfortable with it, even after watching other videos, similar to this is maximize clicks. This again, we are trying to get people to click on our ads. We can set a maximum cost per click here this way. And before we go live, we can go to all of the keywords that we select and we can enter in a maximum cost per click. This again is going to keep our budget under control as much as we can. You can do it this way with maximize clicks here, or you can do a manual bid strategy. You set your own for all of your ads. Let's see more settings. Conversions, we're not going to be worrying about conversion tracking right now. Ad rotation. The options that we would select at the very top, optimize, prefer best performing ads. And that generally is a good setting to have it at, so leave it right there at the top. The last part of our settings, the ad extensions. These are a great way to get more clicks. First, we have our site link extensions. It's like advertising other pages from your site. So again, let's say my carpet cleaning company also does upholstery cleaning. I can add a site link extension for my upholstery cleaning page. I would click here. I would type in the upholstery cleaning discount, and I would type in my upholstery cleaning, the page that goes to upholstery cleaning. The call out extensions. This is adding information to the ad, such as experienced professionals, hundreds of 5-star reviews, insured professionals. Give some information about your business. They will add this underneath your ad. Call extensions. This is a chance for you to add your phone number to the ad. So I would recommend you do all 3 of the ad extensions because it will lead to more clicks. Now you just click on Save and Continue, and you're done with these campaign settings. As I said at the start, this is just part of our video series on creating a Google ad campaign from scratch. In our next video, we'll continue to create this Google ad. We'll set up our ad groups and go over keyword and budget settings. As you'll soon find out, there are a lot of parts to creating a successful Google ad campaign. All the videos in this series can be found on our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our digital marketing training videos. That's it for this video. See you next time.